Well, it's time to start. It's been an interesting time of reflection last night and again this morning. Let me just jump in. I've titled today 25 Years Since the Harmonic Convergence. August 16th, 17th, 1987 were the dates of the Harmonic Convergence. I wasn't there and probably did not even know about it till several years after it happened. I was still in the church at the time, although moving more and more toward the fringe. It was the end of 1983, leading up to and following my divorce, that I finally began to openly explore the broader paths of spirituality. Even though there is a lot of emphasis currently on being in the moment, today I reflect on how far I've come, how far we've all come. After I completed that blurb, I went to my emails and then to my Facebook page. And my friend Yvonne sent me a link about an hour ago of a song by Leonard Cohen called Anthem. I guess that was the name of the song. Or am I looking at... I may be looking at the next song in the thing. But anyway, I listened to the song, and what it shows now is Leonard. It was definitely Leonard Cohen, and there was a couple of lines that she emphasized that came out as I listened to the song. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And I felt that went along with where I was 25 years ago. Cracks were appearing in my Christian structures. Things were happening there that I could not agree with or resonate with. And I was beginning to challenge, actually even before the Harmonic Convergence, 1984, 85. 85 is when I wrote my novel and my collection of poetry called Living Gods Are Hard to Find. The novel was Heretics, Harlots, and Other Saints. So that was a time when cracks were appearing, and I was beginning to get revelation. It felt like revelation that God wasn't so much interested in the way things had been, that there was something brand new being prepared. And I was being prepared for this time back then, although I had no idea where I was to be going, because I didn't have a clear vision of who I was, and I didn't have a clear vision of where the world was headed. So it's been an interesting 25 years, and for me actually 27 years, because 1985 again was the time that I wrote those books, and I was fairly prolific in my writing in 84 and 85. Some of that material is on my webpage. I've never put all of the things that I've written on my webpage. I've probably written 7 or 8 times more poetry than what's on my webpage. But much of it isn't very good. But stuff that I wrote, reflections that I had. And I've been reflecting, as I said, looking back. Now my daughter is giving me the line, I want to live in the moment. I want to live in the moment. But sometimes in the moment, we need to reflect on the past, where we've been, what lessons have we learned, what wisdom have we gained. What has the journey done to alter the way we see ourselves, the way our reality appears? And I've been doing some of that, as I said, last night, a little bit yesterday, but mostly last night after I came home from the meeting. as I was falling asleep, and then again as I woke up this morning and began meditating. And it's been an interesting journey. And yes, it's been during the times that there were cracks or fractures in my life, in my living situations, that have opened me up to see things from a different perspective. And I think if you reflect back on your own life, if you've come very far along on this journey of becoming aware, I mean, most people still aren't aware, but many of us are becoming more and more aware of the journey and of ourselves on this trip of awakening. I think if you look back, you'll realize that oftentimes when you were most in despair, most disheartened, most brokenhearted, those were the times that things happened that because there was so much pain, you may not have even been aware of how much was going on at the time. But as you reflect back, you realize that your whole perspective changed because of that. And you opened up to things that you might not have ever opened up to were it not for the challenges that came into your world and came into your life. And I think this is the way Spirit has led us by a way that we know not. Along unfamiliar paths we've been guided, not even knowing all the time where Spirit was taking us. And I think that's still true today. We have an idea now, 25 years after the Harmonic Convergence, we have an idea that we're headed toward a world of peace. We're headed toward a world where all this craziness and insanity is transmuted and transformed. A time when a servant leadership is being brought forth. In other words, leaders that don't tell people what to do, but help people recognize how rich they are and how important each person is in the scheme of the whole. This is what's happening as more harmony converges on our consciousness, on the human collective consciousness. We're realizing with the cracks that are appearing in our structures, we're realizing what doesn't work, what is unsustainable, what is not real, what is not important. Our values are being challenged and changed. All of us are going through this. I'm going through it in my life. People that I communicate with are going through. I did watch, before I watched the Leonard Cohen music video, I watched one by Bill Ballard, who was talking about his spiritual journey. And so many people could relate their progress, pilgrim's progress, on this journey of the prodigal son, the prodigal daughter, returning back to source, while not dying necessarily, but living, letting go of things that no longer serve, letting go of things that have been wounding to us, felt painful to us. We still look back. And looking back is part of the journey of wisdom. Some people don't want to look back because they feel that they've been bad or something. One of the things that comes through is don't judge yourself. That comes through to me. Don't judge yourself. It's all been part of the journey. It's all been important. It's all been of value. Anyway, I don't have much more to say today. It's been a really quiet morning since I awakened. I actually awakened about 2 or 3 different times because I awoke at 1 something and then at 2 something and then at 3 something, and I finally got out of bed. Anyway, thank you for letting me share a little bit of reflection with you. I appreciate each one of you that takes time to listen and to share my videos, that I speak from my heart. We're winning, folks. It's been a long journey, but we're near the end of this transitional period where things are going to start really turning around visibly. I believe that in the next few months, there will be many, many, many changes as the cracks in everything lets more and more light in. Namaste.